This conflict of interest. You only here to make money, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no crime.
Wait a minute.
Ain't no
I'm
victim
not
or
your
no
man.
loss, bro.
I'm not your, listen,
Hey,
listen, I'm
hey,
not your
look,
man.
look, sir.
I'm not your
Hey,
bro.
sir. Hey, sir,
Okay?
respectfully, you're Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause. You've been on the bench since what, 21? Couple years? You need to talk to somebody.
I'm not your bro. I'm not your man. And I'm not to be interrupted when I'm speaking. I gave you the respect and the right to speak. Just because you're unsatisfied with the way that I ruled, then that's not my problem.
All right, everyone. Today, we've got an extremely heated courtroom showdown for you. Judge Perkins going head-to-head with a sovereign citizen. This defendant claims he missed his court appearance because he was supposedly locked out of the Zoom call, and yes, that was genuinely his excuse. Judge Perkins clearly wasn't convinced and flat-out rejected his motion, which, unsurprisingly, caused the sovereign citizen to completely lose it. Failing to appear in court is a serious matter, and this guy's cocky and dismissive attitude definitely didn't help his situation at all. Let me know what you all think about this court hearing down in the comments. Now let's jump right into this intense hearing where Judge Perkins absolutely shuts this defendant down.
Excuse me, sir. I heard you say that you only read the first couple lines. Is there any way we could possibly take another case until you get the chance to read the entire thing? It's only 2 pages.
I'm not going to read this entire thing today.
It's only like 3 paragraphs, the entire thing. The rest are just case sightings.
All right, I'm gonna deny the motion. I will set the matter for.
Is there any way I can get a written? Can I get a written articulation as to why you're denying the motion?
I'm denying the motion because
I would just appreciate a written excuse. Can I get a written articulation?
I might give it to you in writing.
Are we on record? Are we on record?
We're on record.
Okay. Is this court bound by the U.S. Constitution and Supreme Court rulings?
Yes.
Okay, you were denying my motion when I said that I had Fourth Amendment violations, and you're saying that you're denying my motion without looking into it or granting me a hearing to go over my motion, or give me an articulation as to why, a written excuse as to why. I want to make sure that that's what you're saying to me.
You're asking for a change of venue. I'm denying.
I'm saying that I know there's a motion for dismissal, and I'm saying that you, as an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause, if you're not going to uphold my due process and my Fourth Amendment, I'm saying that maybe we could change venues where I could get a real judge.
Okay, I'm denying the motion to dismiss. Okay, I'll set a trial date for you so you can be heard on that type of form.
I insist that the court give me a written excuse as to why you're denying my motion so I could take that to the tenor, okay?
Well, you can insist all you want to.
Okay, I appreciate that. But I'm telling you, you're telling me today why you're not going to look into it or give me a hearing as so I can go over the evidence that I have to present to go with my motion. You don't want to do any of that. So I'm just asking that you can give me a written excuse that I could go take and complain against you on, because that's violating my due process. You didn't even give me the chance to say we're going to schedule a evidentiary hearing or something like that. You're going to sit up here and disregard that when I made genuine claims and put genuine evidence in there. Overwhelming.
Honestly, I can't tell whether this guy is totally unhinged or if he's just pretending to be clueless. Let me know what you think about his argument, especially regarding the motion and his demand for a different judge. Quick reality check. The judge is not obligated to provide him with a written explanation for denying his motion, especially when the motion itself is complete nonsense with zero legal foundation. What makes it even more amusing is how upset he suddenly becomes once Judge Perkins says no, and his brilliant response is to try and swap judges. Judge Perkins is clearly dealing with someone who acts like a spoiled child, and you can tell this guy has probably never been held accountable in his life. These sovereign citizens keep getting more and more extreme with their behavior, and it honestly feels like this movement is growing, which I truly don't understand. Every single time they show up in court, they lose, their arguments get rejected, and they end up paying even more than the original fine or ticket. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. But let's jump back into it.
So at the end of the day, like I said, there's no crime. This is a fraudulent charge. There's no suspect. Y'all suspect me for no crime. There's no victim, no losses. Okay? And in a minute, it's going to be malicious prosecution. So I'm asking you to dismiss this charge or change the venue. And if you refuse to do that, I'm asking you for a written excuse so I can take it to the tenor, sir. That's what I'm telling you. Because if not, I'm going to go to the tenor without it and let them know that you refuse to give me a written excuse and you refuse to give me an evidentiary hearing, but you just straight denied it. When you just 5 minutes ago, you said you didn't even read it. Now you just denied it. That's conflict of interest. That's bias. That's all that. So let's put it all on record. If you feel just as strongly as you feel, give me a written excuse. If not, let's change venue. Because you're an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause. This conflict of interest, you only here to make money, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no crime. Ain't no victim or no loss, bro.
I'm not your, listen, I'm not your man.
Look, sir. Hey, sir, respectfully, you're an Article 1 judge under the Commerce Clause. You've been on the bench since what, 21? Couple years? You need to talk to somebody. I'm asking you to give me an evidentiary hearing to go over my motion for dismissal with the overwhelming evidence or change venue. Because if not, I'm going straight to the tenor right after this. And that's on you, sir. You had this. You did this.
Oh, all right. Now I'll let you speak.
Straight like that.
No, that's all we need. I don't want to hear any more from
cool.
you.
It's cool. I appreciate it. This is due process. This is a due process violation. This is a due process violation right now. And the way y'all tried to railroad me when I was ready to argue my trial. I told you I was here to argue my trial. Y'all locked me out. Now you're trying to start the process over. They're not prepared to present a case. I'm telling you. They're not prepared to present an injured party. So what are we doing?
Listen. Please do not say any more. You've already made your record. I've given you that opportunity. If you continue on, especially interrupting me while I'm talking, because I didn't interrupt you while you were talking. I'm not your bro, I'm not your man, and I'm not to be interrupted when I'm speaking. I gave you the respect and the right to speak. Just because you're unsatisfied with the way that I ruled, then that's not my problem. You take whatever. Wait a minute. Let me say it. You take whatever recourse that you feel that is necessary. Now, what I can do, Mr. Lewis, is I can set you a jury trial date. And at that jury trial date, you will have an opportunity to represent yourself or do whatever you want to do and put all your proofs on the record by a jury of your peers, and you can argue it that way, okay?
This guy genuinely should have already been held in contempt. I don't understand how Judge Perkins is being this patient right now. If it were up to me, the gavel would have already come down. These Zoom court hearings are absolutely insane because defendants suddenly become very bold when they're behind screen. They gain this false sense of confidence and go off on these long rants, and there's really no effective way to shut them down. You can't just raise your voice at them, and you obviously can't have a bailiff physically remove them, so it turns into a total mess. I honestly don't understand why we're still doing Zoom court in 2024. I'm willing to bet that if this hearing were in person, half of these sovereign citizen clowns wouldn't dare pull this kind of behavior. Let me know what you think about Zoom court hearings because I'm genuinely curious. To me, it feels like we should stop doing them altogether. COVID is over as far as I know, and these hearings just don't feel serious anymore. But let's jump back into it.
I appreciate that, but I would still like a written.
You order the transcript. It's in the transcript.
I can't even get the court reporter to respond to my voice messages or you to respond to my emails, sir.
The court reporter is not going to respond to your voice message. The court reporter is going to respond to you coming down.
The 36th district told me to call her today, that I was locked out of my trial date. I had a scheduled trial. The court told me to call her that day, and I called her that day, and she still hasn't responded. So I'm trying to see if the court that you work for is trying to tell me how the appropriate channels, and then y'all doing it different in y'all court. What am I to do?
I think you're talking about the court clerk and not the court reporter. There's a distinct.
Yeah, I was told to call the clerk the day that I was locked out. The moment I was locked out.
We've moved past that getting locked out.
That was my trial date.
Yeah, so I'm giving you
another. How soon can I get another trial date, sir? How soon can I get another trial date? That's what I'm asking.
That's what we're trying to do now.
A jury trial.
A jury trial. I'm gonna let the jury of his peers hear what he has to say. July 23rd. 2024 at 9 a.m.
July 23rd?
Yeah, 2024 at 9 a.m. We'll have a final pretrial the day before.
Why would we need a final pretrial? Why would we need a final pretrial?
Because I said I wanted one.
But that's how you protecting your interest. You protecting your interest, and you're gonna dismiss it on that day. So you're trying to play with me. You could dismiss it today, sir.
God.
You literally, but
a final pretrial 8:30.
You are literally violating my due process. You can't even give me a written excuse, but you're gonna all this whole.
Mr. Lewis, I know you don't want counsel, but is it possible we could talk in a breakout?
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I am in pro se. I'm in pro se.
Go wherever you want to. Final pretrial July 22nd. And final date is going to be July 23rd. All the parties must appear on the final pretrial date, and the jury, and that can be on Zoom. And the next day, the jury trial date is in person. Have a very good day, Mr. Green. Best of luck to you.
That's not my name.
This upcoming jury trial is going to be an absolute disaster for the sovereign citizen. And honestly, I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Let me know if you want to watch that as well, because if enough of you are interested, I'll definitely post it in the next few days. But seriously, what do you think about this hearing? I really want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Personally, this almost felt like a small win for the sovereign citizen. He completely talked back to the judge, mouthed off nonstop, and nothing really happened to him. How are there no consequences for speaking to a judge like that? It honestly feels like people can get away with this behavior now because of Zoom court. There just doesn't seem to be any respect anymore. I absolutely think he should have been held in contempt, but clearly Judge Perkins had a different approach in mind. I really don't understand it, but that's the courtroom for you. That's going to wrap things up for this hearing. Let me know if you want more content like this. Make sure to like and subscribe. I truly appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and take care.